Well, Georgia's State Board of Elections approved a controversial policy last-minute rule change a short time ago. The rule allows local election officials to investigate counts before certifying their county's results. Tonight, top state officials on both sides of the aisle have called foul. Fox 5's Rob DiRienzo is live at the state capitol. A lot of eyes were on this vote. Rob, tell us what happened.
Hey there, Christine. Good afternoon. Well, a lot of eyes on this vote, especially on the first day of absentee voting here in Georgia. Now, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger says he's concerned that these last-minute changes could sow chaos into the system, and a lot of Democrats agree.
This is dangerous to all Georgians, no matter who you want elected.
Voting rights activists sounded the alarm under the Gold Dome Monday morning as Georgia's election board met virtually to approve the plan that would require 3 separate poll workers to hand count ballots.
What we are already witnessing currently is 3 board members on the Georgia State Election Board behind these rule changes, showing partisan favor by putting their own goals before all Georgians.
Earlier this year, 3 pro-Trump Republicans who have cast doubt on the 2020 election results got appointed to the board. The former president called the trio his, quote, pit bulls fighting for honesty.
These are all very important things that we want our boards to review and expect them to review before they certify an election.
Important and is an important step to find some form of uniformity and acknowledgement that we do hear some of the other concerns.
On Monday morning, Republican Attorney General Chris Carr issued a formal opinion that the board couldn't direct him to reopen an investigation into unfounded claims of voter fraud in 2020 because the state law doesn't allow for that. Republican Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger slammed the last-minute rule changes, warning they could undermine confidence in the election system.
We're already conducting the election for all intents and purposes. It is too late to be making changes like this. If these were good ideas, they should have been proposed 6 months ago.
And just a little while ago, I saw the Secretary of State's Chief Operating Officer, Gabe Sterling, in passing. He declined to do an interview with us, but he did want to assure people that they are doing everything they can to make sure that Georgia's elections come November are safe and secure. That's the latest from here, live at the state capitol. Rob DiRienzo, Fox 5 News.
I think a lot of people are interested in getting a result the same night as well. We'll see if that impacts that with this new rule change. Rob, thanks so much.